want to talk about it and they're scared. But sweetheart, I'm not scared. I'm legendary in these streets. You know how many artists I've spoken to behind the scenes that are too afraid to speak up?
So you'll speak. We'll speak, y'all.
I'm gonna speak because y'all can't touch me. I am completely protected. I am protected by God. Y'all don't see that by now?
Rapper Nicki Minaj was the apparent target of a swatting call last night. At around 7 p.m., the LA County Sheriff's Department received a call claiming an assault with a deadly weapon had occurred at the Grammy winner's Hidden Hills residence.
Nicki Minaj just dropped a bombshell and shook the industry to its core. She pulled out undeniable receipts, calling out Roc Nation and accusing them of deliberately setting up rappers. And trust, she didn't hold back. She directly named Jay-Z and Desiree Perez, a woman with a known criminal background who later became a government informant, but this isn't just random shade. Nicki's drawing direct links, connecting Roc Nation to major legal dramas like Tory Lanez sentencing, 6ix9ine's snitch fallout, Casanova's RICO case, and more. What's the common thread? They all allegedly crossed paths with Desiree Perez and spoke up. But then, it got even darker. Desiree's own daughter came forward to support Nicki's claims, revealing that her mother once had her locked up in a psychiatric hospital with no real cause. So if she could do that to her own blood, imagine what she's capable of doing to Nicki, especially now that Nicki's out here exposing Roc Nation's alleged ties with federal agencies. And if you're thinking this sounds too wild to believe, go look up the video of Desiree's daughter speaking out. Notice something, not one major media outlet reported it. And that's exactly why Nicki is going public now, with solid receipts. If what she's saying is true, then any rapper brave enough to speak out might already be marked, including her, and what she dropped. It's explosive. Nicki posted a screenshot alleging Roc Nation and Desiree have been working with federal agents to monitor artists, and using their legal issues as leverage to keep them silent. That post didn't hold back. It straight up referred to Desiree Perez as a confidential federal informant.
Prevent me from making wrong.
The incident started on March 27th of last year.
So legally, I can go home.
No.
Why?
Demore Hadley says she was lured to that parking lot by someone posing as a potential client for the landscaping company she runs with her then boyfriend, now husband.
She said her mom didn't just play dirty. She went full-blown cartel with it. Once she told Desiree she wasn't leaving her husband, that's when things got real grimy.
So if Desiree would do that to her own flesh and blood, what's she capable of doing to Nicki?
This isn't some sketchy rumor or anonymous DM. This came straight from an actual lawsuit filed by Desiree Perez's own daughter, Dare Hadley. According to the legal docs, Desiree had her daughter forcibly committed to a psychiatric facility with zero medical justification. Dare even uploaded body cam footage of the police dragging her away. Footage that she claims proves the entire thing was orchestrated by her own mother, but the reason behind it? That's where it gets disturbing. According to Dare's filing, Desiree used her influence and power to tear apart her relationship with her husband, Jevin Hadley. She claims her mother issued a threat, leave him, or I'll Baker Act you. For those who don't know, the Baker Act is a Florida law that allows someone to be involuntarily placed in psychiatric care for up to 72 hours if they're deemed unstable. But here's the most twisted part. Dare says the real reason Desiree wanted her to leave Jevin was because he's black. Yes, that's in the court documents. Not a rumor, a legal claim. And it gets even uglier. In her lawsuit, Dare accuses her mother of physically grabbing her while yelling, "If you stay with that N-word, I'll Baker Act you." That's JC's top Roc Nation executive. We're talking about facing accusations of racism from her own daughter.
Most artists have no clue what is happening. Y'all don't know what the we go through. At the workplace, you know how many women, I said this on Twitter, get strategically blackballed out of their positions when they're a little too strong, when they're a little too smart, and get told that they're angry black women and they're having a breakdown?
I'll have you committed. That's the exact line quoted in the legal filing. But Dare didn't just throw out a claim, she came with receipts. She shared full medical records proving she was completely sober and mentally stable. When her mother had her institutionalized, she even posted it all publicly on X, calling out the fake blogs and paid accounts that were trying to discredit her. And she came armed with proof. Blood work, urine tests from 3 different labs, a clean hair follicle test, and over a decade of doctor records. All showing the same thing, no history of drugs or alcohol. So how does this connect to Nicki Minaj? Because Nicki has been sounding the alarm on Desiree and Roc Nation for years, and nobody listened. People laughed her off, called her bitter, emotional, and tried to downplay her warnings. But remember the beef with Megan Thee Stallion last year? When the diss tracks were flying? Nicki made it clear she was ready to expose the darkness behind the scenes, especially Desiree's shady power moves at Roc Nation. Nicki even teased in her bars that she'd reveal the full list of staffers Desiree allegedly exed and the emotional wreckage left behind, and now it looks like she wasn't bluffing.
So legally, I can go home.
No, you cannot.
Why?
Because you're being Baker active.
Body camera video shows the moments Broward deputies encouraged Demore Hadley to get into this pickup truck with people she says she didn't know.
I can't ride with you and you guys take me?
You're gonna be in handcuffs, so dog's not gonna be able to come?
I don't want to be handcuffed.
Okay.
Demore says they took her to a hospital for a mental health evaluation after this doctor signed paperwork saying she was a risk to herself.
What he told me was, we received a call from your family that you tried to OD the night before.
Desiree Perez didn't just make enemies, she blindsided people and left careers in ruins. Nicki even said herself, she's willing to go broke trying to replace me. Fix it. Jesus. And now we finally understand why. According to Dare, those ROC Nation firings weren't just business decisions. She claims those employees were let go simply because they supported Nicki Minaj. That's right, Dare, who's backing Nicki all the way, says this wasn't random, it was calculated. She claims ROC Nation and Desiree have been running a quiet but ruthless campaign behind closed doors to sabotage Nicki's career. And it didn't stop with just Nicki. In a recent interview, Dare revealed that ROC Nation allegedly targeted her family too, including her husband and even her young son. It's chilling. She says what happened to Nicki mirrors her own experience, being silenced, isolated, and forcibly hospitalized. And she's not sugarcoating it. She called ROC Nation and her own mother dangerous. When Nicki saw Dare's lawsuit and heard her interviews, she wasted no time clapping back hard on X, she wrote. To the PMIs who claim it wasn't made clear, to your ugly asses, I hope Dare's page-by-page breakdown clears it up, and don't ever call me a liar. Don't even suggest it. Nicki also got spiritual with it, saying, every single angel ever created fights for me when that word is spoken in my name. Vengeance belongs to the Lord, be careful. Then she dropped the hammer, confirming that yes, ROC Nation targeted her husband and child, and that powerful people are still trying to tear her family apart.
A doctor she says she'd never met before. And according to Demore, it's her own mother who's behind it. In this lawsuit, she claims her mother, Desiree Perez, used unlawful means to have Demore falsely detained under Florida's Baker Act and Marchman Act.
So she's the CEO of Roc Nation, a company that she owns along with Sean Carter, the famous rapper Jay-Z.
Now here's where it gets completely insane. Remember when Nicki's home kept getting swatted back in 2023? Turns out, that wasn't just some childish prank. Nicki now claims those swatting calls were part of a disturbing plot by ROC Nation to intimidate and destabilize her. It started with a call claiming Nicki was abusing her child. LAPD rushed to the scene, investigated, and found nothing. Just hours later, another fake emergency call was made, this time reporting a fire at her home. But it didn't end there. Weeks later, she got hit again. This time, someone reported that Nicki had been shot. Again, police arrived, searched everything, and found zero evidence of any crime. But by then, one thing was crystal clear. This wasn't random. This was deliberate harassment. Even the LA Times covered it. The LA County Sheriff's Department confirmed they responded to a 911 call about a shooting, a false report that claimed a friend had shot a black woman. That's swatting, and it's dangerous. Neighbors even told the press that police definitely showed up at Nicki's residence. And here's the kicker. All of these swatting incidents happened right when Nicki was publicly speaking out against ROC Nation. Now pair that with Desiree's daughter saying ROC Nation will destroy anyone who steps out of line, and then Nicki suddenly starts getting swatted, her child getting dragged into it. That's no coincidence. That's a strategy. You have to ask, was this some twisted intimidation tactic? Was ROC Nation sending her a very clear message? Because let's be honest, none of this feels like a coincidence anymore. And you can't ignore this. Desiree Perez's past isn't just shady, it's dangerously deep. Nicki didn't get attacked for making noise. She got attacked for saying what everyone else is afraid to. ROC Nation might not just be about music.
She has been through some trauma and some abuse with Roc Nation, with Desiree Perez, with other individuals. They've abused her. They've abused of her platform. They've abused of her talent. They've abused of her freedom of speech. They've abused her family. They've attacked her husband. They've attacked her child. And it's sad. It's really sad.
Nicki Minaj is making a bold claim that ROC Nation isn't just a music powerhouse. It's actually a cover for government surveillance targeting rappers. And at the heart of this web, Desiree Perez, a woman with a serious criminal past who later flipped and became a federal informant. A deep dive by the X account Resist Programming uncovered just how far back the receipts go. In 1994, Desiree was busted for trafficking a massive 35 kilos of cocaine, along with conspiracy to distribute narcotics. These weren't minor charges, these were major federal felonies. According to court records, she was part of a large-scale drug ring stretching from New York to Florida to Puerto Rico, and she wasn't working alone. Her husband, Juan O.J. Perez, was allegedly involved too. He's not just anybody, he's one of JC's closest associates. Their bond goes back to the 90s, even launching the 40/40ths Club together. Later, Jay appointed Juan as the president of Roc Nation Sports, and their families have stayed tightly connected ever since. But back to Desiree, and here's where it gets wild. After getting caught with all that cocaine, you'd expect a serious prison sentence, right? Nope. Desiree didn't do any hard time. She got just 5 years of probation. Why? Because she flipped, turned informant, and wore a wire for the feds. According to a 2014 report from the New York Daily News, she helped prosecutors take down her own former associates. They even called her a star cooperator. That same article described her as a nightlife figure with deep ties to Jay-Z and a long rap sheet. It even said she once went on the run. So yeah, Desiree's past isn't just sketchy, it's straight up notorious.
Roc Nation, my mother Desiree Perez, all these law firms, Daniel, Reed Smith, they have a lot of money and connections and resources. It's really sad. Somebody so resourceful, talented, high profile as Nicki Minaj being targeted. It should really scare the American people. It should really scare you guys too, right? Because I'm the daughter, so it's like at this point, if it's happening to me, I think she's really outspoken, and I'm grateful that she's being outspoken on it, because I think she's almost saying it like, well, it happened to me, it's happening to her, let me speak up on it. Nobody is safe right now.
Even though she was later granted a pardon, that doesn't mean Desiree walked away from the informant life. Nicki Minaj is doubling down, saying both Desiree and Jay-Z are snitches, working with federal authorities behind the scenes. She claims Roc Nation was never just about music. It's a hidden operation built to trap rappers and keep hip-hop under government watch. And the first name on Nicki's list, Tory Lanez, convicted in 2022 for allegedly shooting Megan Thee Stallion, but the case was full of holes. Critical evidence, like the gunshot residue, didn't match claims that Tory pulled the trigger. And those bullet fragments that were supposedly pulled from Megan's foot, they mysteriously vanished. One doctor said he removed them, yet they were never submitted into evidence. Something clearly didn't line up. During the trial, Detective Stogner admitted those fragments couldn't even be located. Yes, major evidence, gone without a trace. To make it stranger, several witnesses said it wasn't even Tory who fired the gun, it was a woman. Tory's defense team questioned everything: the ballistic reports, the timeline, the chain of custody, and right before sentencing, Tory called Roc Nation out directly, accusing them of setting him up. His father later exploded outside the courthouse, calling out Jay-Z and Desiree Perez by name, saying they trade and bartered the souls of young black men. He didn't whisper it, he shouted it to the world. And Tory's not the only one. Just like Nicki's been warning, any rapper who pushes back against Roc Nation ends up entangled in legal hell. Take 6ix9ine. People clown him for being a snitch, but few talk about how he also publicly turned on Roc Nation and linked with Nicki to go after Desiree. Then there's Casanova, another artist with Roc Nation ties who suddenly found himself hit with federal RICO charges. And guess what? The moment he began questioning shady Roc Nation deals, boom, he's facing years behind bars. The pattern is clear: sign them, control them, and when they resist, take them down. But here's the craziest part. Nicki hasn't even unloaded all the names yet. It's not just rappers, she's hinting at judges, industry executives, managers, and even people in the media. If Nicki drops everything she knows, we might be witnessing the fall of Roc Nation live. Don't forget to like, comment, and share, because this might be the start of something huge.